Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, what is going on this evening? Damn dogs are going crazy outside. Let's talk about something. Let's just bring it up, man. Let's say you have a king, and let's say this king is ruling over his kingdom for decades and decades, and the king gets sick and suddenly dies. What happens? What happens when that king suddenly dies? Well, all of those advisors underneath the king, they're starting to vie for power, and they want to fill the vacuum. And what do all the followers in the kingdom, the residents of the kingdom, what do? They look for people to follow. That's what happens. That's what happens here. You have separation. You have trust issues. Nobody feels secure. People are freaking out. That's what happens. That's what happens in kingdoms of the past. That's what happens today. Men are corruptible. Men vie for power. Men try to fill vacuums of power. They try to consolidate. They try to accumulate. So I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. A lot of people on Pulsechain are very afraid. They're afraid of the SEC. They're afraid of what other people are going to think about them. They're afraid of speaking out. They're afraid of, quote unquote, everybody talks about the toxic maxis. They're afraid of those people. They're afraid of they're afraid of the Tang Gang. They're afraid of all these factions that have popped up in the absence of leadership. So this is what I want to say. We have got to come together, and we have got to start talking about the right things. So the people of Pulsechain, the people who are involved in this, and they don't really have much say in the direction, we've got to be, and agree or disagree with me in the chat. We've got to be the voice of reason. We got to be pointing these people in the right direction. And we've got to be speaking the same sort of truth that, quite frankly, RH educated everybody on. I think it was somebody in a chat yesterday. I forgot who it was. But they said, hey, I got the best free crypto education in history just by listening to Richard. A lot of those fundamentals have gone by the wayside, folks. A lot of those fundamentals have. I'm going to start being more vocal. Because I'm being more vocal and because I'm cutting through the noise, there's going to be a lot of people that are upset. Rags, you're not allowed to do this. Rags, you're not allowed to do that. Rags, you can't give your opinion on this. You can't give your opinion on that. I'm going to give my opinion on it. I'm going to do my best to be tactful. I'm going to do my best to be respectful. But I think these things need to be done. I think that we are on the same ship. All these projects are on the same ship right now. And if we don't work together in some minimal form, minimum necessary to make Pulsechain, I would say to make Pulsechain to make Pulsechain a place where people want to come and build. To make Pulsechain a place where people feel comfortable investing. If we don't do the minimal things necessary for that outcome, then we're going to die a slow death. And the projects and builders that are on Pulsechain right now that don't really like Pulsechain, but they're forced to launch anyway, whoever that may be, they're going to launch and they're going to leave and go somewhere else anyway. So I think that we need to come together. We need to create some sort of voice or vision for those people who actually believe in Pulsechain. I'm one of those people. And we need to move this thing forward in a positive way. Minimum necessary infrastructure to do that. And then we let this thing go and see what happens. Let's keep making the right decisions. Let's keep making the right moves. And put pressure on your people. Ask them tough questions. Are you for Pulsechain? Are you not for Pulsechain? Okay? Are you for working together and keeping this freaking ship afloat? Are you just going to let all these little demagogues and all these little factions tear everything apart? If you're on board with what I'm saying, guys, let me know in comments. If you're not, trash me. Let's go. Let's see what happens.